One last thing I want to say about interfaces is you can have optional properties. For example, you saw that when we didn't have the name, the RAM, and the size and the connect, this was giving us an error. So sometimes you want the interface to be even more flexible. So you might make some properties optional. And to do this, you just put a question mark. So for example, if I want to make the size optional, I just put a question mark. And if I remove it from here, you can see that it's not going to give me an error anymore because it's optional. I can do the same for the RAM, for the name, and for the connect. For the connect, which is a function, you just put it here and then it's gonna do the trick. Now it's giving me that this is possibly undefined because now it's optional. So TypeScript is kicking in saying, hey, you gotta be sure that this exists. So you can put an if statement and correct this if you want. But you can have optional properties inside of your interfaces. And another thing you can have is you can have read only. So if I make this name read only, you can see that's gonna work. And what that means is that once this is set, you cannot set it again. And that's what the read only means. So we're saying technically, once this name is set for whoever has this type or implement this interface, then it can't change once it's set. It's once and for all. But we can't have things like private or public. So if I put private here, you're going to see that it's going to give me all kinds of errors. You can have private, you can't have public, you can't have protected. You can only have read only. Okay, and like I said, interfaces widely used in the TypeScript language. You're gonna see them everywhere. You're gonna see them all the time. And like I mentioned before, in type definitions for like libraries and stuff, if you go inside of those file definitions, then you're gonna see interfaces all over the place. So they're used widely to define shape and structures of object. And whenever I'm coding, I usually find myself defining some interface because I'm trying to map certain object to a certain shape and certain structure. So use very, very often when you're working with TypeScript.